Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Twitter automation tool or the Twitter bot, how to essentially get followers on demand effectively for free. I mean, it's a one-time payment or a monthly payment. You don't have to pay for ads, and it's just drastically better than any other scenario out there. So let's go ahead and show you kind of how these things work and how to get the tool and how to acquire it and how to use it. So there's a website called botsandapps.gumroad.com. You scroll down, any one of these blue ones here are tools that are related to Twitter. So they have the follow, unfollow, and like tool. They have the comment tool. They have the follow, unfollow tool. They have the like tool. They have the follow, unfollow, like, and comment. So you kind of pick what you want based on the price, okay? Now, we're going to do multiple videos around this, and we're going to explain kind of the pros, the cons, and all that. But right now, we're just talking about the purpose of using a tool like this. If you want free followers, when I say free, keep that in mind. What I'm trying to say is you're not paying for advertising. That's really what I'm saying. When you acquire followers, you acquire sales to your business, you acquire attention. That's exactly what these tools are very, very good at doing. And not only me, but so many other people have used these tools to benefit their businesses and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about how this actually works. Well, with Twitter, a lot of the times, the way to get attention, aside from advertising, is creating certain tweets. And if certain people see your tweets, they retweet it, and then other people see your tweets, and then they engage with you. So it's kind of like a cycle or a cyclical approach, which I'll just kind of outline here through a whiteboard just to be very clear. So this is you, right? Let's say you have 0 followers, 0 friends, 0 anybody. But you tell your friend from school or from your business or from your personal life or whoever, you tell them to follow you. So now they're following you. Okay, so you have 1 follower at this point. You write a tweet, okay? And your friend right here retweets that tweet. Well, what happens is this friend of yours has followers, aka friends. And these followers and friends are going to see that he retweeted this tweet from a certain person. Now, if they happen to like what that tweet says, right, because they're going to see the tweet, they're going to end up getting curious, clicking on who posted the tweet, and then following you. So you see how this is a cycle approach, right? This cyclical approach. You're essentially gaining followers by reaching out to more people over and over and over again. But how do you get to the point where you're reaching these people if you have no access to anybody? And that's where these tools come in. These tools help you by gaining more attention. The more attention you gain, the more eyeballs are on your account. The more eyeballs are on your account, the more followers you get. The more followers you'll get, the more loyal of a fan base you'll build, and the more money you will make selling products, merchandise, t-shirts, whatever you want to call it. Once you have a larger audience, you'll be able to sell more of whatever product. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what tool I'm using today, which I'm using the full tool, the follow, unfollow, like, and comment. The reason why I use this tool is because I have a number of virtual assistants, and I bite the bullet. I pay the price, which is really not much at all. I think it's $35.99 a month or something like that to get access to every aspect of it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 tools. Normally, each tool would be like $10, but you get a little discount. So pretty good, okay? Now, so instead of paying $40, pay $35.99. Not too bad. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how this actually works. You have a follow, you have an unfollow, you have a like, and you have a comment. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use each one, and then I'll create future videos where I explain the purpose specifically of the follow, the comment, the like, from a strategic point of view. Every single business that I created around Twitter itself, there are certain tools that I'll use over others. There are certain events where I'll use the comment over the like, and there are certain events where I'll use the follow over the like, or the comment over the like, or the like over the comment, etc. So hopefully that's just kind of a point of understanding for you guys, is that these tools are different depending on your niche, depending on your category, depending on the things that you're trying to present, right? Now, the power of your profile, this tool will essentially allow you to reach out to people. depending if they follow you back or not, or they engage with you, or they retweet, or whatever they do with you, depends on how good your profile actually is. If your profile is not worthy of any attention, it simply will not get any attention, which is why it's very, very important to learn how to build a profile correctly. We're going to have a course on that. We're going to have content on that. That's a whole different aspect on its own. There's certain ways to get that process done. But for now, we're going to just show you how the tool actually works. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open a follow list for the following, okay? Here, you have 4.5 million followers on Twitter that are following Ben Shapiro. This is an example, okay? I can open up the tool and turn it on. That's the first thing I'm going to do. It's going to refresh the page for me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my settings. I'm going to alter my settings. Now, you have here, and I'll just go over what these settings are. You have quantity post to like, quantity post to comment, quantity users to follow unfollow, minimum delay, maximum delay. Let's just say you're using the follow users button. Then it doesn't matter what numbers you set here in the comment, okay, in the like, etc. It just doesn't matter because you're going to do follow only. Does that make sense? For the comment, you're going to need to be on a different page. You're not going to be able to be on a page like this and comment. There's nothing that you can comment on. Same thing with the like. There's nothing for you to sit here and like. You're going to have to be on a different page of Twitter to be able to actually perform a like. Okay, so now let's get to the follow. So if we want to perform follows, here it says quantity users to follow 3. So what I have here is this tool, this bot, is set to follow 3 people. And the delay is from 1 second to 10 seconds. Now I can change this. I could change this from 30 seconds to 90 seconds, right? And I can get rid of this, do what I got to do, get back to it, and eventually change it. But in my case, I don't want to do that because I'm not going to let this video go on for 5 hours. So what am I going to do? I'm going to set it from 2 seconds to 6 seconds just for the video. If you're watching this today, I recommend anywhere from 20 seconds to 50 seconds as your minimum and maximum. Sometimes you might need to increase that a little bit for Twitter depending on your account. But like I said, this is just a beginner's free guide, so there's not much I need to say to go too in-depth. So remember, what we're doing is we're doing follow 3 of them, and the delay is between 2 to 6 seconds, okay? Now we're going to hit follow here, okay? So you can see here it just performed its first follow. And you can see on the top left-hand corner, by the way, it just performed second follow. Top left-hand corner shows how many people followed. 3 people followed. We should be getting a message soon. There we go. Following done. So that's the little pop-up that tells you the work here is done. So it followed 3 people for me just as it was instructed from 2 to 6 seconds of a wait timer in between each. Now, the reason why it's random and supposed to be random is because Twitter, just like Instagram, just like all these other places, have logs of your data. The way you behave, the way you engage, how often do you engage, the time in between each interval. And what they do is they set up algorithms. And these algorithms are designed to analyze your data. And so if the algorithm sees that I'm just hitting follow, 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 follow with no pauses, no randomized pauses, guess what they're going to do? They're going to block your account. They're going to say, hey, we suspect that you're doing fishy stuff on your account. We're going to stop it because you're not acting like a human being. So because of that, you're not going to be able to work anymore on your Twitter account for a little while. You're going to be paused, and then you're going to have to wait a couple days, and you can get back on it. So what I recommend you do is when you use the tool, stick to the numbers that I said about earlier. 20 to 50 seconds, something like that, 25 to 50 seconds. At least, I would say a 20-second variation for specifically Twitter. If you're watching this and you're thinking about doing this for Instagram, do not apply these same numbers to Instagram. Instagram has different rules, different settings, different data based on Instagram. You cannot apply the same rules of Twitter to Instagram, okay? So now you engage with people. Now, what I recommend, guys, is that you engage with people who are followers of your followers, okay? Now, what does that mean? I'll kind of show you what I mean. So let's say I want to engage with Ben Shapiro, all right? I want to gain Ben Shapiro's audience. Well, if I go straight to Ben Shapiro's audience, he's got a lot of famous followers, and those famous followers give me an indication on the interest of mind. So I have certain ideas about who Ben Shapiro is. He's conservative, he has certain thoughts. Well, it's fair to say that the people that follow him have those same thoughts. So I'll go to somebody like Lauren Boebert or whatever you want to call her, and I'll go here to her 1.4 million followers. And I'll start taking a look at the followers, and I'll be like, okay, these are people that I can engage with. Now, you might have this on a different scale because you might be engaging with athletes, let's say. So let's just search like hashtag, or not even a hashtag. Let's search for Joey Swoll. I know Joey Swoll is an athlete. I think he's a bodybuilder, right? Joey Swoll, I believe. Okay, this might not be a good example, but let's see here. Yep, this is definitely not a good example, but let me pause the screen. Let me find an actual athlete account that we can work with here. Okay, this is a much better example. Christian Guzman. So Christian Guzman, whatever you want to call him, is an individual who is an athlete, right? I want to attract his followers. So I can look at the people here who he's following, and I could say, okay, if I've already abused this list of people that I can engage with, who else can I engage with? Well, I can look at the people that are following him, and I could say somebody like Max Tuning. It's fair to say that the audiences might be similar. So I'll go to somebody like Max Tuning's account, and I'll engage with the genuine followers that Max Tuning has, but I'll only do this when I've already exerted the list of people from the original account. And the reason why I'm doing this is I take like a family tree approach, right? And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the whiteboard and explain this one more time. A little bit differently than what I did earlier, but I'll kind of explain here, whiteboard, and I'll kind of explain the family tree approach. So the family tree approach kind of goes like this. So the main account that you want to target is right here, right? And let's just do some squiggle graphic for the main account. Let's just say this is Christian Guzman's account. Well, I know that Christian Guzman has his own followers, and we can do that with, let's just go with green to represent the followers. So each of these lines represents his fans, right? I know that he has certain fans. Well, I also know that there are people just like him, right? And I'll use this black here to represent somebody just like him, like let's say Max Tuning, who also have similar fans because they produce similar content. Well, they're connected, right? They're connected through an equal identity because of the content that they produce. They're similar people, hence why they follow each other, right? Well, out of this approach, there's going to be some people that end up following Max that don't follow Christian, right? There's some people that follow here, that there is no overlap in between, right? Those people is after I exert this list, I can go over here and head up this list. And Twitter is one of the places where you have in like literally unlimited amounts of people that you can engage with to do well on. And we could also gain some more insight on people that engage with the content. So for example, let's say Christian puts out this photo, right? And I could see here the people that have engaged with this person that commented on his post. I can go to their account and I could say, okay, this person is a fan of his content. I could also look at his followers and I could say, okay, let me try to see what the deal is with some of these people. Now, what we're doing is we're going deeper and deeper into the I guess you could say the influencer family tree here. And we can assume that a percentage of the people who engage with this individual, who engages with Christian and Max Tuning, also might engage with Max and Christian, and they might have equal interests. Well, if we just look here on the first page, I see an individual here who's a fitness-related individual who follows the person that engaged with one of the posts on Christian's account. Well, what that means is that essentially your friends, your family, they have sometimes equal interest to what you have. And this is a good targeting method for Twitter if you've exerted a lot of the lists that you've exerted. Now, once again, it's going to take you a long time to exert certain lists on Twitter. I mean, think about it this way. You go through 100,000 people on Twitter. That's a lot of people to engage with, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. Now, something pretty cool is that I can go to a list like Christians, and let's just go ahead and do this real quick, like 112,000 people, and I can scroll through, take a look, start my tool, right? Let's go ahead and hit start here. And it will start at the place where after scrolling a little bit, it will do some activity for me. And why do you think that is? I can start from essentially a random spot, kind of like here. Now, what it will do for me and what the benefit of this is that I can play around with where it's going to follow from a random approach. So let's just say I wanted to start somewhere around here. I'll do a few likes here or a few follows. I'll scroll down and I'll hit start one more time. And this was just a little thing that I noticed, that after hitting follow, it will go and move up every single time. So that's something you want to be aware of as well. So let's see here. And you can see it followed another 3 people. So it followed the bottom here of this list, the bottom here, and the bottom there. So something you want to keep in mind is when you're following certain celebrities, go ahead and just get rid of the main accounts that you want to get rid of. So like these main accounts, the Russell, the Max, the Ghost, I don't know who this Hayden guy is, but essentially the main accounts are always going to be at the top, the verified ones, things like that. Get rid of that. You might even have to wait a day after or something like that if you follow too many people, right? So I'll follow all these people right now, right? And then I have the rest of the quote-unquote regular people. So there's some main accounts, but you could see here, now I got all the regular people that I can engage with, and I could set this thing to do, let's say, something like 30 follows, or excuse me, that was on likes. I can go over here to the follows. I can set it to do 35 follows. Let's set a wait time from 10 seconds just for the video. This is not something I would do normally, to 40 seconds, right? Hit OK here, X this out, hit follow, and where's it going to start? On the bottom of here. Now, at this point, you should have already followed all those kind of main accounts or celebrity accounts, because that's not really where the juice is. The juice is in the regular individuals. And the reason why it's waiting to do each follow for a little while is because we set it to do from 10 to 40 seconds. So as it sit here and works, you can go ahead and research. You can do, learn stuff. You can, listen to an ebook, go out for a walk, whatever you want to do, and it will essentially do the work for you. You can see here, just followed somebody, and I could just sit back and wait. And you could also see there's a counter on the top left here where it shows how many people is followed. Okay, that's if you're ever interested, if you ever want to know, something like that. 3 people already followed, good to go. And also a little kind of tip is, once you get those main accounts out of the way and you follow them and get them out of there, you'll notice that across certain accounts, those accounts are very, very similar. So what do I mean by that? I'll just go ahead and pause this real quick because it already did some work for me. I'll pause this. Now, what I mean by that is, you look at somebody like Christian, right? He's following Max, he's following Buff Bunny, he's following all these different accounts. Well, if we go to Max Tuning, if we can even see the account here, let's see here. Max Tuning, I probably have to search for it, but he'll probably follow similar people as those quote-unquote main accounts as well. So the main accounts, if you're in the same niche, very, very close categories, right? In terms of the niche and the people that you're engaging with, if it's very, very close like that, once you follow the main accounts, get them out of the way, then you can, across multiple celebrity accounts, you can engage with many people, okay? So that's with the follow. Now, you have the like, and I'll just kind of show you guys what the like is after you follow a certain set period of people or certain type of people, you can start engaging with people through the home feed. And the way to do that very easily is you can go over here, turn this on, and now you're engaging with random people to keep your engagement up. This is something that I've learned, is the more you engage with other people, the more they'll engage with you. So here, if we go over here to the post to like, let's say I want to like 3 posts, I'll go over here, like tweets, and it will like the tweets for me. So you can see here, just like the first one, and it's going to like the second and the third. And this is when, especially when you're doing larger numbers, this won't work when you only follow 10 or 20 people. You got to follow larger numbers, at least 100, 200, 300, 500. Over time, you're following regular people like me and you, but they're consumers. So as soon as they get a tweet out and you're liking their tweet, you're giving them a lot of attention, right? And also, I want to go ahead and turn this off and turn it back on because I want to switch the settings for the timer. So let's say I want to do a tweet like in between 2 to 6 seconds. I'll get rid of this, hit OK, and hit like tweet. So every 2 to 6 seconds, it will perform a like for me. Does that make sense? So that will be something that's pretty cool. Now, there's a lot of things that you can do with this. Like I can go over here and hold on, let me go ahead and pause this because I know it's going to do a few more, but I can go over here and look at people's accounts from this section. So let's say I want to mute somebody, right? Let's say it's a celebrity account and I want to mute them so I don't have to see their work. And what I could do is whenever there's a regular person who's posting, that I can engage with them and them only, if that makes sense. So I can mute this person. They're celebrity accounts, right? So I'm not engaging with as much celebrity accounts. I'm engaging with more regular people like me and you, if that makes sense. And like I said, this is a thing, and it's cool about Twitter is you can fine-tune your account over a very, very long period of time. We had an account on Twitter that we actually recently sold about maybe 4 months ago, with over 84,000 followers on Twitter. All of them were pretty much active. There was no fake accounts that we bought or anything like that. And we were using it. After we sold enough with it, we sold the whole business together with the Twitter account. So it went out well. But we had to invest time in the beginning. The way I look at Twitter accounts is they're glorified Facebook pages with much, much, much further reach. That's kind of how I look at them. And so whenever I refer to Twitter in the future, let's kind of call them, glorified Facebook pages. Back in the day when you had a Facebook page, the engagement was really, really high. And this was like really back in the day. This is not any time recent. But you can engage with a lot of people. You make a ton of money. That's really what Twitter is now. It's like a Facebook that with more engagement, essentially. So that's kind of my approach on it. Twitter is very, very profitable if you can do it the right way. And this is just one of many videos for the future. I'll leave the links in the description to the tools, the bots and apps tools. You guys could use them if you want to. You don't have to. It's just something that makes my life easier, and I personally use them, and I'm an affiliate of them. So I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check them out. You can get tools for as low as $10, I think, especially if it's just like the like or the comment or something like that. But we'll talk about those in the future, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. This was a short introduction to Twitter. There's literally hours of content that we could talk about with Twitter. A lot of different things I could bring up and say, but we'll keep a cap on it for today, and we'll continue this later, all right? Talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.